Hello everyone, welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I'm Rainbow.
And we're learning all about sharks like we started with yesterday's article. So today, before we get into the article that we'll read today, we have a few questions for each other and for you guys. See what you remember from the day one article. I have a question. What was the title of our article?
It was all about sharks, the kings of the sea.
Switch it around.
It's Kings of the Sea, all about sharks.
Yay! Very good. That was fantastic.
Okay.
Oh, I have another question for you. Which shark was the heaviest of the four sharks that we learned about
The first
yesterday?
one, the great white shark.
Yes, the great white shark. Fantastic. What about you? Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
I have one for you.
you
I have one for you.
Okay.
Among the four sharks,
Yes.
which one swims the slowest?
The slowest. The hammerhead shark?
It's gonna be the biggest one.
Oh, the great white shark.
Yay!
Right, because it's like 600 tons
Yay!
or something. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I thought the hammerhead because its head is weird.
Okay, go one more.
yeah.
List the four types of sharks by weight,
Oh gosh.
lightest to heaviest.
Great white shark, great hammerhead shark, nurse shark, blue shark?
Switch to the other one?
Blue shark, nurse shark.
Okay, yeah, that's it. But you listed from heaviest to lightest, so I'll still give you the point.
Oh, thank you very much. And final question for you. Which shark lives in both the eastern and western Atlantic? Not the Pacific, Atlantic. It has a hat with a red cross on the
Nurse
front.
shark!
The nurse shark, exactly right. One more for me?
One more for you.
Okay.
There is a shark that eats squid, shrimp, lobsters, seabirds, and smaller sharks. Which one is it? Yes.
Blue shark.
Yes! Yay, we did it!
Well,
Good job.
Okay, so
You guys
today
get it?
we're going to be learning more about sharks, and also, really importantly, why sharks. Remember, many of them are endangered.
Shark fins.
We're going to find out more about why that is and what we can do about it, hopefully. See you soon.
Be vegetarian.
While sharks are threatened by rising water temperatures and habitat loss, overfishing is primarily responsible for pushing many shark species to the edge of extinction. Every year, about 100 million sharks are killed globally. Most of these sharks are killed for their fins, which are used to make a Chinese dish called shark fin soup. Demand for the dish has led to a practice called shark finning. To fit more high-value goods in their ship's cargo holds, fishermen cut the fins off sharks and dump the live, finless sharks back into the ocean.
All right, so the title of our article is...
The Kings of the Sea, all about sharks, part 2.
You have an amazing memory, better than a shark. All right, let's look at our article. We'll learn more about sharks and some of the threats they are facing in the modern world. It begins, while sharks are threatened by rising water temperatures and habitat loss, overfishing is primarily responsible for pushing many shark species to the edge of extinction. So global warming is threatening them, and overfishing,
people.
that's people. Overfishing is the big problem. Basically, we're catching too many sharks.
Every year, about 100 million sharks are killed globally. Wow. Most of these sharks are killed for their fins, which are used to make a Chinese dish called shark fin soup. Very bad. Demand for the dish has led to a practice called shark finning. Oh, I know. That's when you take out the fin and throw the shark back into the ocean, I think.
That's right. Imagine someone catching you, cutting off your arms and legs, and then throwing you back.
Away.
That's basically what we are doing to the sharks. 100 million a year? And you know, I eat zero, so someone else is having a lot of shark because the demand is not coming from me, that's for sure. What is demand? This is a word we often use when we talk about economics and business. Basically, how much people want something is the demand for that thing. If there's a high demand for a product, the price will probably be high because there's not much. Everybody wants it. I'm going to make money. If there's a low demand, that means people don't really want it, so they'll lower the price. And of course, at certain times of the year, I remember at the beginning of COVID, there was a high demand for face masks and toilet paper and things like that. Well, the demand for those things has gone down because the supply, the amount out there, has gone up. So demand basically just means how much people want a product or good or service. For example, demand for oil has increased greatly over the past year. Yeah, as more people get their cars and boats and things working again, the price of gas goes up to meet the demand. And then it says to fit more high-value goods in their ship's cargo holds, fishermen cut the fins off sharks and dump the live finless sharks back into the ocean. Of course, they don't have sort of fins to move around in. They're bleeding. They'll die. No. But this is what they do because they don't use the rest of the shark. They only use the fins. That's the cargo that is most valuable for them. It is absolutely terrible.
Cargo is something that you move around. What do people usually move around?
Well, cargo could be anything. What's underneath an airplane that's not the people? What goes on a train when it doesn't have passengers? Luggage. It could be oil, it could be cars, it could be boxes full of clothes or television or basically anything that's a good or a product and not a passenger that is carried by boat, train, ship, truck. That is cargo.
My car has limited cargo space, so your couch won't fit in it.
Well, that's a big piece of cargo, that couch.
Yeah, it is.
My tiny car.
Okay, let's take a break right now and then we'll find out more about how we can help these sharks and not kill all of them.
Don't eat shark fin soup.
Yes, good idea.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们今天要来看看鲨鱼的困境，并了解它们生存的重要性。课文就写到，尽管鲨鱼受到水温上升还有栖息地丧失的威胁，过度捕捞才是把许多鲨鱼物种推向灭绝边缘的主因。每年全球各地大约有1亿只的鲨鱼遭到杀害。那这些鲨鱼大多数都是因为鱼鳍而被杀害。人们为了要做鱼翅羹这种料理就对鲨鱼鳍有了需求。那货仓空间是有限的，渔民们为了把这个更高价值的渔获放到货仓里面，他们就会把鲨鱼鳍割下来，然后再把这个占空间这个活着的鲨鱼，没有鳍的鲨鱼，再把它丢回海里，真的很残忍。我们来看一下单字 demand。在这边当名词，它表示需求、要求。那我们常说供给和需求，这个供给我们就用 supply 这个字来当名词咯。好，下一个单字 cargo。cargo 是指货物，它可以指向船飞机、汽车等等所装载的货物。而文中用到 cargo hold 就是指货仓。好，那飞机的货舱通常是在下方。Mike 老师这时候用到 underneath， 在 under 后面加上 neath。Underneath 是表达在什么什么的下方或是底下，是当介系词用。那这边3个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看第一个重点是 while 当连接词可以表达虽然、尽管，就相当于 although。例如 while he lives far away, he's never late for school。虽然他住得很远，但他上学从不迟到。那第二个重点是 be responsible for 加上名词或动名词，可以表达是什么什么的主因造成的原因，或者是表达要对什么负责。例如 a lightning strike was responsible for the fire。雷击是造成那场火灾的原因。我们再造一个例句，像你说 Donald was responsible for the accident， 就是表达 Donald 他要为那场意外事故负责。好，再看下一个重点是 push to the edge of 加名词，是表达将什么推向什么的边缘。例如 many businesses have been pushed to the edge of bankruptcy due to the pandemic。因为疫情的关系，许多企业被推向破产边缘。好，接回到课文中。
Sharks play a vital role in maintaining ocean ecosystems and limiting climate change. For example, off the coast of Australia, there are large meadows of seagrass, a natural carbon sink. The seagrass is eaten by sea cows, which are in turn eaten by tiger sharks. The tiger sharks keep the sea cow population in check, allowing the seagrass to flourish and absorb more CO2. In terms of shark conservation, there is hope. Many countries have restrictions on commercial fishing, and the U.S. has made shark finning illegal. As a consumer, you can choose to buy only shark-free products. If everyone works together, we can turn the tide in the fight to restore shark populations.
All right, we are back with our article about sharks and the serious problem of shark finning to make things like shark fin soup. I haven't actually had shark fin soup in over 15 or 20 years.
That's amazing.
At weddings, I just say no.
That's great.
You know, so I think if more people just say no or say, hey, this is on the menu, can we change that with, chicken soup or something else? I think that would be really, really good because not only are sharks beautiful and stuff, they're really important to keep the oceans healthy.
Yes. The article says sharks play a vital role in maintaining ocean ecosystems and limiting climate change.
Yeah.
So when something plays a vital role, that means it's very important. So this ocean needs the sharks to maintain the system, which is called the ecosystem of the ocean. Mrs. Norton considers Carlos to be a vital part of her staff. So this is somebody who works with her, and she thinks he's so important. Without him, everything would not run properly. Just like without sharks, the ocean would not run properly.
Exactly. It's vitally important, or it is a vital animal to have in a healthy ecosystem. Here's an example. For example, off the coast of Australia, there are large meadows of seagrass, a natural carbon sink. All right, so this seagrass, which grows off the coast of Australia, also acts as a carbon sink. We read then, the seagrass is eaten by sea cows, which are in turn eaten by tiger sharks. So in the same way that, lions and leopards kind of keep the number of zebra and other, animals in Africa kind of under control, sharks do the same sort of job in the ocean.
I see. The tiger sharks keep the sea cow population in check, allowing the seagrass to flourish and absorb more CO2.
Without the sharks doing their job, the sea cows would eat all the grass, and that would sort of be like animals eating all the trees in a forest.
Oh.
And that would not be good.
In terms of shark conservation, there is hope. Many countries have restrictions on commercial fishing, and the U.S. has made shark finning illegal. Oh, finally.
That is good news. So
That
you're
is
not
very
allowed
good
to
news.
catch sharks and just take their fins. But this, of course, is only if you're around America, in American fishing territory. But these restrictions will at least help, protect the sharks in certain parts of the world. In other places where there aren't restrictions, it's still not good news for sharks. When we talk about restrictions, we're kind of talking about rules, especially rules to stop you from doing something or to stop you from doing something too much. There might be restrictions on how fast you can drive on the road, right? We call those speed limits, but basically it's a restriction. For example, several countries are expected to lift travel restrictions later this year.
Oh, I hope so.
That's right. We don't have a lot of the restrictions anymore. You can go to lots of places, but we still have these quarantine restrictions.
And just wearing face masks
and all the
everywhere.
masks and all the other restrictions about, vaccines and taking your temperature too. All right, back to the article. As a consumer, so now we're talking to you out there, you people with money in your pocket, and you want to go buy something, get yourself some food or a bowl of soup. It says, as a consumer, you can choose to buy only shark-free products. Products where sharks were not hurt. And of course, shark fin soup would not be a shark-free product.
No.
This is something else I think that might affect the fish you catch. Because sometimes when they fish, they catch sharks. They might throw them back. But if it's a shark-free product, they make sure they don't hurt the sharks when they're catching other fish.
Yeah,
so that would be good if you can pay attention to that when you're shopping, because it says if everyone works together, you, me, everyone, we can turn the tide in the fight to restore shark populations, and hopefully those critically endangered and vulnerable, and hopefully those things will go away and we'll be able to know that all of these sharks have healthy populations out there in the oceans.
That's right. And when we're trying to restore the population of something, it means bring it back.
Yes.
Re means again, restore, bring it back, recover it. Okay, so doctors were able to restore the sight in Alice's right eye.
Wow.
So before, Alice was blind, or she maybe temporarily, for a short time, she lost her sight. She couldn't see. Then the doctors were able to fix her eye, and now she can see again. So that's magical.
That is fantastic. She was lucky with skilled doctors and a good operation. She got her eyesight back. It was restored. That's good news for her. All right, so we're going to have our What Do You Think question coming up right now.
Okay, so my question for you
Yes.
and for you.
Okay.
Should the practice of eating shark fin soup be ended for good? So illegal. Why or why not?
That's a really good question. I would say the practice of eating shark fin soup has to stop. One reason for this is it's leading to many sharks being put in endangered situations, but it's also a difficult thing to stop. But I think people should stop, and the best way is just to say, you know what? This soup is not worth hurting the sharks for, because I've had shark fin soup. It's not that good. It really isn't. So just have a soup that doesn't hurt sharks.
Yeah, I agree. And governments should really do so because they're the ones who are in charge of the laws, and the laws would protect the sharks.
Absolutely.
So I think that that's really important. So we also would like it if you would avoid shark fin soup too.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
That's true. You can ask for another option on the menu or
Yep.
just say no to it.
Yep.
And hopefully we can have sharks for our generation and many, many generations to come, because they are beautiful, amazing creatures, and they should be valued for that and not for soup or anything else that we can get from them. Thanks for joining us, guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of the sharks out there in the ocean if you can, in any even small way. And we'll see you back here very soon. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.
Dun, 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 dun. The shark music. Dun, 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 dun.
好，其实，在维护海洋生态系统还有限制气候变迁的方面呢，鲨鱼扮演着重要角色。举例来说，在澳洲外海有大片的海草丛，那么海草会被海牛吃掉，然后海牛接着又被虎鲨吃掉，这个虎鲨就可以控制住海牛的数量，让海草可以茂盛的生长，吸收更多二氧化碳。而课文最后提到说，鲨鱼保育的部分呢，许多国家对商业捕鱼都有限制，美国也把这个割鳍弃鲨这样的行为制定是非法的。那我们身为消费者就可以选择只购买不含鲨鱼的产品。如果大家一起同心协力，也许就可以扭转局面，来恢复鲨鱼的数量了。好，来看单字 vital，vital 它是形容极重要的、不可或缺的。它的副词是在后面加上 ly 变成 vitally， 表示十分怎么样、极其怎么样。我们常常就会用 vitally important 来描述它是至关重要的、极其重要的。下一个单字 restriction， 它表示限制、约束或是限制规定。麦克老师谈到疫情期间的一些限制，那么老师这时候有用到 quarantine，Q-U-A-R-A-N-T-I-N-E 这个字它表示隔离或是检疫的意思，还有提到 vaccine 或是念作 vaccine，V-A-C-C-I-N-E 这个字则是指疫苗。好，下一个单字 restore， 它表示使恢复、使复原的意思。那这边有两个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看这个重点是 keep something or somebody in check， 表示控制或者是抑制点点点。In check 在这边它是指使受到控制，就很像 under control 那种语义。我们可以搭配动词 keep 或者是 hold。例如 I can tell that she's trying to keep her emotions in check。我看得出来她在设法控制住自己的情绪。好，下一个重点是 turn the tide， 这表示扭转局势、反败为胜、力挽狂澜的意思。那么名词 tide 在这边它有潮流或者趋势的意思。例如 He turned the tide and beat the world champion。他扭转局势，打败了世界冠军。好，那么以上是这些讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
While sharks are threatened by rising water temperatures and habitat loss, overfishing is primarily responsible for pushing many shark species to the edge of extinction. Every year, about 100 million sharks are killed globally. Most of these sharks are killed for their fins, which are used to make a Chinese dish called shark fin soup. Demand for the dish has led to a practice called shark finning. To fit more high-value goods in their ship's cargo holds, fishermen cut the fins off sharks and dump the live, finless sharks back into the ocean. Sharks play a vital role in maintaining ocean ecosystems and limiting climate change. For example, off the coast of Australia, there are large meadows of seagrass, a natural carbon sink. The seagrass is eaten by sea cows, which are in turn eaten by tiger sharks. The tiger sharks keep the sea cow population in check, allowing the seagrass to flourish and absorb more CO2. In terms of shark conservation, there is hope. Many countries have restrictions on commercial fishing, and the US has made shark finning illegal. As a consumer, you can choose to buy only shark-free products. If everyone works together, we can turn the tide in the fight to restore shark populations.
The National Museum of Natural Science is suitable for visitors of all ages. Besides the main exhibit halls, Space Theater, and 3D Theater, what else can you see? To get more insight into the collections housed in the museum, you can reserve a free guided tour on the official website. There are volunteers available all year round to explain the exhibits to you. Alternatively, you can rent an audio guide player to immerse yourself in the fascinating world of natural science. Children who are in 3rd grade or higher can explore the Naturalist Center with their parents. The facility includes an extensive inventory of animal, plant, insect, fungal, fossil, and mineral specimens, as well as microscopes to encourage children to get hands-on experience. Volunteer teachers are on hand to provide guidance. There are various other activities and seminars held in the center, all planned with kids in mind. Children between the ages of 3 and 8 can go to the Kids Science Place, which has a variety of toys, games, and scientific teaching aids designed to help preschoolers and young children acquire and develop observational and critical thinking skills. Don't forget that the official site of the National Museum of Natural Science provides an abundance of online resources in the Digital Museum and the Digital Museum of Children, so that you can find out more about the stories behind the exhibits from the comfort of your own home.
See you next time!